Earlier this year, audiences both in person and virtual bore witness to two incredible events, the Muppet Script and the Scripted Muppet Caper, star-studded live readings of the Muppet movie and the Great Muppet Caper scripts. On Friday, October 24th, they'll be doing it again with the Muppets Take Scripthattan, this time in New York City. To celebrate this event and to encourage you to buy tickets to the live stream, we'll be chatting with some of the stars of the show in this special podcast miniseries brought to you by toughpigs.com. I am your host, Joe Hennis. Joining me is the producer and director of the show and an old friend of Tough Pigs. It's Matt Wilkie. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Joe.
You're back. You never left. You've been here the whole time.
I just sit here and wait until you tell me what to say and who we're recording with.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's like really sad.
Yeah.
Today's podcast will not be sad. It will be all about music, because what's a Muppet movie without great music? It's Muppets from Space. But our guest tonight, here we go, on bass, it's Brett Morris. Hello, Brett.
Hey, good to be here.
On the drums, we've got Dana Wickens. Hello, Dana.
Hi.
And on lead banjo, Lucas Ross.
Hey, I got promoted.
Yes, lead banjo.
Yeah.
Who's the other band?
That's unofficial. That's unofficial.
Lucas, who would the second banjo be?
You were just rhythm banjo before.
That's good.
Second chair banjo. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to talk about the music with you all. And it's true, like the music for these Muppet movies is so important, and like what a gift that you get to bring live music to these script readings. Like that's such an important element, and I think important for these events. So thanks for doing it. Thanks for being here to talk about it.
Yay.
Yeah, it's so fun to do.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about how you guys got involved. Since there's three of you, I'm just gonna throw that question up in the air and see who answers it. But how did you guys get involved with these script readings?
I could jump in and say, well, okay, sweet Matt sent us an email, text. I don't remember. I think it was an email.
Yeah.
Reaching out. So Brett and myself, and then also for the first one, Jess McKenna and Zach Reno and Scott Passarella, the five of us make up Off Book, the improvised musical, former podcast, now live show, though we do still put the live show recordings on the podcast feed. And, we've been playing together for such a long time, obviously doing like improvised musical-y things. And yeah, Matt reached out and was like, hey, do you want to play music for the Muppet movie script reading thing? And I was like, oh, 100%. And, we kind of have like this like mind meld thing where, I can kind of like me and Brett and Scott kind of all, I don't know, at this point we have true ESP musically. So getting to do something that was like, composed music, but also getting to have fun with it too, was just an exciting opportunity. So we were like, yay, yes.
Well, a lot of what we do on Off Book feels like Muppet coded.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for
Now
sure.
thinking back in hindsight. So
Explain what that means when you say Muppet coded. What does that mean to you?
well, I mean, like literally in some cases, a lot of singing animals that they end up playing, character wise, Zach and Jess. And the musical style is obviously like comes primarily from musical theater. But fun genre. We toss in different genres all the time, and we just get silly together. And I feel like that we all grew up kind of around in the same era where that was just like our comedic influences in a lot of ways. Like I didn't necessarily come into this. We all grew up with the Muppets, but I hadn't actually seen all the movies. I realized like coming into this that I just like know the Muppets, but I hadn't actually just sat down and watched all the movies like front to back. Like,
That's interesting.
Focused. Yeah. I feel like as a kid, they were just like part of life, but I didn't really have like a focused memory of like this movie and then this movie and then this movie. It just felt like they were just on TV all the time.
So for these three script readings, the two you've done and the one that you have not yet performed, had you seen those movies before, or are you kind of watching them in full for the first time before working on them?
Dana had seen them. I had not.
Wow.
I realized.
Wow.
Yeah. And I feel like I've seen parts and I don't know. And like I know a lot of the songs or some of the highlight songs, but yeah, I had not watched the movies just front to back, and I've been really enjoying doing my homework.
Yeah, I mean, part of me
going
always
into
wants
this.
to say to people when I hear things like that, like, you haven't seen the Muppet movie? But like,
Yeah,
it
sure.
actually is a gift that you get to watch it for the first time. And, like,
Yeah.
remember what that was like. I could, like, that's kind of awesome. I wish I could have that.
It's kind of fun because it takes it's almost like a controlled experiment where it's like I can tell you safely that it's not my like childhood memories.
Sure. No
talking.
nostalgia.
Like these are really good. Like
Right.
they really hold up. The jokes are like so funny, and like from a adult writer perspective, like they're just so good. They're just objectively good. You know,
That's the best. I love that.
especially I really loved the first one, and then I think Manhattan is it's up there with the first one. I think.
Yeah. I
it's just so
actually,
good.
I think I can't remember if I ever saw the first one. I would say yes. Like they were like rewatching it. I was like, okay, this does feel like it was in my, I don't know, like back of my file cabinet in my brain, nostalgia wise. But like 1000% Muppets Take Manhattan was like my absolute fave. And then of course Christmas Carol, which is like, of course. But like I think I grew up, again, like my parents were so great about, again, comedically Muppets and Sesame Street and comedy and musicals and going to Broadway shows like all the time. And, it was all kind of melding together. So Muppets Take Manhattan is just like kind of a mix of all of like my favorite like types of things. So
Yeah.
we just like rewatched it to prep for this, and then also like for just to get ready for the music and all the things. And I was just like, oh, like that scene, like it was like just I felt so good, and it definitely like it hit it still hits.
That movie does hit. All right, Lucas, how did you get involved with these script readings?
I got a text, I think, from Dave Holteen Jr., a great artist, a great friend of the Muppet fandom, and especially Tough Pigs. And I think he told me, he's like, is it okay if I give your contact to Matt? And I said no. And I'm still mad at him.
Yeah.
So that's it, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, dark
No,
energy.
it was whenever I got this very nice text, I think, or an email from Matt telling me kind of what it was and everything, and I saw the stars that were already attached to it from you guys and Paul F. Tompkins and Nina and everybody else, and I was like, "Are you sure you want me part of this? Do you know who I am? You can't afford me."
Right.
No, I was like, "Yeah, I mean." I was really honored to be part of it. I've got to do a few some Muppet projects, and
Oh, have you?
maybe.
I don't know. Your desk tells us otherwise.
Oh yeah, I've got problems. But the getting to do that, especially that first, you mentioned the first movie, getting to do that, it was really cool to break down. You were talking about Brett, that these movies hold up. You weren't basing it on nostalgia. Getting to witness the reading of those scripts, just the words, and
Yeah.
it's such a solid, fast-paced, funny script. We always knew it was, and yeah, I'm a Muppet kid. I was born right in the middle of all the heyday of Sesame Street, when the Muppet Show was like worldwide huge. I think the Muppets Take Manhattan was the first movie I saw in theaters. I was 2, and I remember it very much. Traumatized by Miss Piggy getting mugged in the park.
Dark. Kermit
yeah.
getting hit by the cab. That
I
was
was-
like intense.
That kind of got me. That kind of got me too. But really, it was Miss Piggy's purse thing. I really had a thing for Miss Piggy. I was very much in love with her. And
Wow.
then,
You're like, how dare someone do this to
Yeah.
me? Yeah, right.
but she was awesome. And then, like, I remember all that so vividly. I know I was probably a wreck, and my parents. It was probably like, you gotta like stop. You shut up, But I remember the guy's going through her purse and he's pulling out like things and do the gag where it's
Oh,
like
I love
a
that.
saw comes out of the
Yes.
purse.
Yeah, full
And
hacksaw.
as a child, those things are so funny now, but I remember I still have a very like visceral image of those things, thinking like, how did she had a okay she had a saw in her like I just remember processing all these things, and I think that's the best thing about these shows and the Muppet Show and everything was like they never dumbed it down. It was such a
Yeah.
funny, silly stuff, but it had this sophistication in a way of bringing you up to the level of something, and it's really fun to be part of these things live and to hear people laugh live. There's so many more jokes. There's jokes there, but you don't know how many jokes are really there until you get to witness it in this way. This is really unique. So thanks for having me. I'm glad that Dave gave you my number, Matt.
All right. Then I won't tell you the truth, which is that I just snuck it out of his phone. Dave
That's
never
even a bigger honor.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that like the real secret is you're fired. You're not doing it.
You should probably give Dave's phone back one of these days.
One of these days I will. No, but I just want to say that this is a dream group to work with. And having done it now, we're on our third time, and it's just been amazing. I mean, like Brett and Dana were saying, the two of them and Jess and Zach in the first one and Scott in both of the other ones, they're so mind melded. It's absolutely correct. Like everything feels like they know what each one is going to do. Being at practice and hearing Brett about to give a suggestion and Scott's like, that's the same thing I was going to say. Like it's beautiful the way they work together. And Lucas is an amazing guy who just like fits in perfectly with everyone. He just knows how to add his secret sauce every time, and it's wonderful to be able to think these are people from very different parts of my life and that I've had connections with in different ways, and now to see them all together, that's the absolute best part of this show, is finding all these people, making them work together, and then seeing how much fun they have.
All right, now say something nice about me.
No.
Yeah, you got it now.
No, okay, yeah, don't do that. So each of you not only plays a musical instrument on this on the show, you're also playing some of the characters. So Dana, you're playing.
Yes.
Why don't you tell the people who you play on these script readings?
I have the honor of playing Animal.
Incredible that you get to do that.
Actually, like truly, I think I like didn't even fully clock it. Like I think when we first, like when Matt reached out, he's like, okay, like, hey, we're gonna do the Muppets, da da da. Okay, yeah, you're gonna be Animal, like, you're gonna be this, and I was like, okay, yes, and then like getting to actually like really lean into it and sort of, I don't know, it's funny, like for the movie, or I mean for the first script reading, I was like, what am I gonna wear? How am I gonna like, I don't know, embody this? And it just kind of organically like came out of me. I feel like Animal's just been.
She found her calling. For sure.
I was going to say, I thought you trained your whole life for it. It was so natural.
It definitely feels like it just felt so good to just do it. Let it out. I love just being a nut in general. And have done like improv comedy stuff in the past, and this just, again, it's like another one of those things where it's like kind of checking every box of things I like to like take in, and then also like what I like to do, like both like watching and doing. So it was just so fun to lean into it and just be crazy and have crazy hair and scream, and then also just play drums the whole time. It's the dream job.
So the real question is, if Matt prepared you properly, did you get the list of 5 words that make up Animal's character?
Okay. Oh, I did not receive an official list, but I've now. Oh yeah, Lucas, do you have?
No.
I was gonna say, like, I think now, like, again, doing this is now like round 3. If I had to like lock it in, it's like like woman,
Mhm.
a lot of screaming woman.
Yep.
Oh God, now I'm like on the spot. What else would there
It's okay.
be?
You're not going to get all 5 of these.
Okay.
Is this the list that Frank Oz
Drums?
described? him
That's
as?
what I'm referring to. Yes.
Oh, ooh, I
'Cause
want
he
to
was
know.
talking about like how deep some of his characters are, like what backstory he had for Miss Piggy, and then like the structure of another character like Bert or Grover. But then Animal came down to 5 things.
5 words. Yep.
Okay, what are
I
the
know some
3
of them.
words?
All right, well, one of them you're very close. So
Drums.
woman relates to sex. That's one of the words.
Okay.
Okay.
These are things, by the way, that like
So we're
this is
going
for
through-
Frank. This is not to like to ever say in a Muppet movie.
Is this like a hierarchy of needs kind of thing? Like
Yeah,
you just-
although I don't know if there's a real order to them.
Okay.
Like they're all just the 5 at the top, and
So
then
I'm thinking
nothing
sex,
underneath.
like food,
That's 2.
drums.
Yeah,
Drums.
that's 3 of them. You got it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
The other 2 are the
Air?
hardest ones.
Oxygen.
Yeah,
No,
not quite.
Is Sleep
Chaos.
one?
Sleep is the 4th.
Sleep.
Sleep.
Yep.
Sleep,
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
Which doesn't come up very often.
Rare.
Hmm,
The last one. Do we know what the last one is? Do you guys remember?
Oh,
I'm stumped.
it's like one of those reverse mortgage opportunities.
Yeah, that's why I
Oh,
brought you all
right.
here today.
I know it.
Derivative. Yeah.
The last word is pain.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Love that.
Okay.
He eats glass, man.
Hell yeah.
That's what Frank says. He eats glass,
did he
man.
describe Animal as like nobody knows where he goes after they do the show? He just like shows up for the show and then he disappears whenever they don't have him chained up.
But like, isn't
Yes.
that kind of
I-
true for like half of the Muppets? Like,
That
no one
is
knows where
true.
Crazy
Gotta
Harry
imagine,
goes.
yeah.
No one knows where New Zealand goes.
Yeah,
We don't know anything about them.
It's kicked out of SeaWorld.
that's true.
Hey, and the good thing about Dana is that also you're such a great drummer too. You
Oh, thank
Absolutely.
you.
don't miss all the musicians. Brett, you guys are so good. And I just want to say, I got to watch the Masters at work, and it made it so easy for me. I felt like I don't think I improved. Hopefully, I didn't distract. But everybody,
Oh, you made the whole
and
thing.
Scott was playing every cue. Jeff Yorks, another great Muppet work guy, did
Yeah,
the
he's
Muppets Mayhem show.
one of the producers and writers of Muppets Mayhem.
Muppets Mayhem.
Yeah,
He
huge
came
Muppet
to
fan.
the-
Yep.
He came to the first screening, I think the Muppet movie one that we did, and he came up afterwards and he was like, "You guys, that band hit every cue in the soundtrack. It was like I was watching it in my mind, every little piece." I mean, because there's a lot more music than just
There's
the
so
song.
much music. Yeah. And I got to credit Scott for the
Absolutely.
Mind blowing.
lion's share of that because Scott's an amazing band leader and he's got this like beautiful mind of all the chord structures and everything involved. Like it's really challenging music. It's very advanced stuff. And
At one point, he's like playing a melodica while he's playing the piano, and he's
Yeah.
like cueing stuff.
yeah,
and-
he really like put the work into preparing it as like a score for all the action and stuff. And I feel like we got we have the privilege of being able to be, or at least speaking for myself, like I can be more like window dressing on. I know how to follow Scott's lead and like take lead when there's a guitar forward song.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned I play the bass, but I double on guitar too. Like as a bass playing bass, I guess I'm more in the core of the song, but like guitar wise, sometimes you're more of on the outskirts of the song in a way. Like you're kind of finding a way to fit in, which is a fun challenge in itself. Especially for this style of music. It's not always like guitar forward, so it's almost like more challenging in that way. But Lucas, like, I mean, the banjo really just makes it Muppet sounding.
Yes.
Like when you came in, and all of this stuff comes together on basically the night of the show.
Yeah. I was gonna
Because we
say.
have very few rehearsals. Like,
You're not listening. You're not listening
Yeah.
to me on the FaceTime call. You don't have
Yeah.
me on the phone.
yeah, we literally
Yeah.
rehearse with Lucas over FaceTime.
Yeah.
So you just hear like banjo coming in and out of
Yeah, probably like
know,
like a half a
static.
second later
Yes.
than
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah.
but he's following along closely and he knows exactly what he's doing and
Mhm.
it just makes it such a relief and like so somehow it always feels a little bit miraculous that it does come together.
It actually, it's really funny, like thinking about the process. Because again, it's like there's so many moving parts in terms of like all of the people. You're never gonna get like everyone together on, you know, in a space to rehearse it. You know, it's just there's so many people, so schedules all over the place. It would be probably like a nightmare to try to, you know, get everybody in the same room ahead of time. And you know, and for us, like for the first one, yeah, we rehearsed one time before
it was once. Yeah.
once.
And then a lot of those rehearsals are really, you are just there to sort of support some of the actors, like going through their parts, because it feels like, you know, they're at the front of the stage. So there's not a lot of time for us as a band to really get into the nitty gritty and go through the whole thing. And we kind of do a couple passes and then we trust each other to go home and like show up on that night and, you know, hopefully be ready.
It just reminded me, like, just watching, you know, Muppets Take Manhattan, like them, you know, putting the show together, like the show's tonight. I like literally thought, I'm like, that's us. That's us.
There's nothing more Muppety than like,
it's like ragtag
working against a deadline, no preparation. You know you're gonna do a bad job, and yet the show must go on.
And it's like, I truly think we're just very lucky that, you know, everyone is just so talented and so like 100% on board, and like just the energy like right before the show is so electric, and everyone's like, again, it's very like family reunion feeling, or like meeting people and hugging and getting really excited, and then just somehow I think all that energy just like comes together and we just like knock it out. And I think that from an audience perspective, and I always say this because people were like, you must have rehearsed for days, you know, like whatever. I was like, haha, like it was one time. Like people just couldn't comprehend that it was, and I just truly think that it's like everyone's, you know, talent and energy coming together, and we're all helping each other and supporting each other, and just like, again, it's like, go out there and have some fun. Like we're not putting too much pressure, which I almost think makes it like the best show it could possibly be. I think if it was like, I don't know,
if it's too polished, it's not Muppety, right?
Yeah,
that's not what we expect.
If we were like, oh, we gotta like, you know, it's like it just wouldn't have the same, I don't know, the same vibe. It's so fun. I'm just like, I'm so excited for the next one.
To that, I find myself, especially on the first one we did, having that feeling the whole time, but also being like, people paid, you know, to be here, so I can't look too surprised. But I kept wanting to look at the band and be like, whoa, that was like, I'm surprised, because I'm constantly surprised the whole time. And then you're hearing the script for the first time, and Matt, I almost passed out 2 times the first show because I was standing with a heavy banjo the whole time, but that's not the big deal. I just forgot to breathe. I was so excited to be there. And between Bobby Moynihan and Paul Tompkins, I started laughing so hard, I started to lose vision, and I leaned over, and Scott had to prop me up for a second.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I just forgot to breathe.
Oh man,
I've never had that happen before, but it was just unbelievable. But all this goes to Matt putting together a really good team, and where people can feel comfortable and safe enough to take the chance and just kind of go for it. And that's when really good art comes out of it. And we're doing a tribute to art that's already been created, but it's really an honor to get to be a little footnote in telling the story like that. So thanks, Matt, for doing it.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you guys for doing it. I'm just the facilitator. I'm just the one who goes out and who can find these people and know that they're Muppety in their own way. I always just look for the Muppetiest people. Casting is so much fun, and building the band and figuring everything out. And it's been terrific. I also want to give a shout out to Scott, who just absolutely, I never asked him to do the incidental music. That was the biggest thing for me, was like, we had like 3 weeks to put together this first show. And I never went in and I said, can you do like filler music? Can you do underscore?
Yeah, we were just going to do the big main songs.
Yeah, because I wanted it to be easiest for everybody to like learn to quickly do a thing. And he was like, no, I want to go for it. And he went for it.
Yeah.
And you kind of
It's
have to
something.
have it. You need that
Yeah.
bouncing, that refrain from moving right along to play along to it. But one thing about him, I do want to mention, like there is something I didn't really. I think I just noticed it in a recent viewing of the Muppet movie, and it's when Piggy and Kermit are on their date, and Steve Martin is the waiter. And it's one of my favorite scenes. The music is playing a reprise of Never Before when they're there. Okay, you guys are music. Is it reprise or reprise?
I said reprise.
I'm always too afraid to say it out loud. I
Reprise?
just
I
let
think
people take
I
it.
think it's a reprise when you talk about it like a noun, but you reprise
Oh,
something
interesting.
like it's a verb.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a
I
noun
always-
verb thing.
Doesn't
going
that
on.
Like-
sound like I know the answer for
Reprise!
sure?
I
I'm
always-
so confident.
I always say repeat say.
Oh,
That's how I was.
You
I
guys
grew
are
up
the
saying
real-
it that way.
you guys are the real musicians.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny with Scott because he's having worked with him for so long, like he comes from a world where he's often just been the solo accompanist, for improv and stuff. So he's developed a lot of tools and stuff for himself to remember things.
He was like switching between. Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say during that date scene, and I didn't really notice this until I watched the movie. The song's playing in the background, and then whenever Steve interrupts them and is like starts talking, the music continues, but it shifts in sound to sound like it's being played by a honky tonk piano.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
and I didn't really realize that until Scott did it.
Yeah.
In real time. He even switched it over right in the middle of the thing, and I just was like, and that's like what Jeff York was talking about. It's like you like matched the tone and the feel of that, and that's when I didn't have respect for Scott before then, and then I had some.
Nice.
He had to
You
earn
gained
it.
a little bit.
You got a little
Yeah.
bit. No, I thought it was amazing, and it made me love that even more. It made me love that they did it in the movie too. That's such a nice touch for them to do, and it shows the genius of it.
Yeah.
That he noticed that and made it work, and I just love it. I love
But
it.
that's one of the hardest things about like there are people in the audience and people on stage and people watching at home definitely who are so like beyond intimately familiar with these movies that if you guys had played the wrong music cue, like it would have been fine, it's live music, but we would have noticed whether conscious or unconscious.
Yeah, no, I think it's I love that. Like, I mean, again, Scott just has that instinct where it all kind of comes together where it's like comedy, improv, but then also again knowing like musical tropes, and I feel like that's very much a musical trope, like in classic, Broadway musicals, is to tone match, especially for like musical comedies. Like if there's some sort of, again, like a caper or something, and one character is on stage left doing like dun, 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 and then it kind of like you're shifting focus to the other side, and the music changes to kind of like embody that. I feel like that's a true musical trope that I love to watch. And then I think like Scott, like I said, like this toolkit that he has of like, again, for doing off book or whatever, if, we're doing a scene where Jess is on one side and Zach's on the other, and then there's tone shifts. It's like he does it. It's something that I kind of feel like I have like instinctually just from like being like a Broadway nerd where it's like, I just always listen to music like that. So then I'm like, ooh, but no, it's such a fun thing that he is able to do, and like I said, it just like makes the whole thing more authentic, and everyone is just like, again, magic trick. It's magic trick situations across the board. It's nuts.
But yeah, he's got an ear for like he hears that stuff in the films in a way that's really cool. Like he just picks up on those little nuances that you hear. But it's funny, like trying to. I'm used to following along with him, all improvised. So it's kind of ironic because like we've never, as a band, really rehearsed together before. We're so our act really is just like showing up the night of because we're improvising every song. So there's nothing.
You're
to
not allowed
rehearse.
to rehearse.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. So it's fun to do like a slightly more crafted, like planned out thing together, and then it's fun to see Scott like, because he's like, his brain is like firing off like with musicality, but like to follow his charts is a fun challenge.
Oh my God, his
Because like
charts.
he's like written all these things in the margins that I can tell is like Scott language for himself, but I'm like trying to follow along. Like, okay, yeah, I think I know what he's saying here, you know. And then
Incredible.
I'm just hoping to, yeah, what you were saying, like the big Muppet heads hearing every nuance.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that scares me as someone who hasn't seen the movies before. So I'm just glad that we fooled you into thinking we're not making any mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, so far, we'll
Yeah.
see what happens with
Yeah.
the
Man,
hand.
there's still time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brett, I want to go back to some of the characters that you guys are playing.
Oh, yeah.
You have played a couple of different characters in these script readings so far. Who have you played?
In the first one, I was Zoot, who is the he's actually the sax player, right?
He is,
But
yes.
I was playing guitar, so that's an interesting. I imagine for Matt having to work that out, like to map the characters onto what instruments we're actually playing and what lines we actually might be taking. That's a funny thing too, because I was thinking when he asked us to be the band, like just to be the literal band, you know, like I'm like, oh, great, I'm going to play guitar, and then to realize like, oh no, we are the Muppet band. There, we are also characters. There's lines and stuff. It's like a whole nother layer of fun to it. The first one I was Zoot, and then the second one, I guess it made more sense for me to be Floyd Pepper, and that's what I'm going to be in the Manhattan one too, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a slight mix of things. You know, we're always, you know, we'll see where the lines go and where who's playing what on each song. But yeah, I'm Floyd. Both of them are great. I love the band members so much. They like
It's so good.
from my own growing up in just like bands and you know, my dad had a band, like a very dad band, yeah, growing up. But I feel like the archetypes of those band members really speak to me. There's like old hippies, basically, who are you know, just like in a fog half the time if they're not playing music. They
feel
just
like
crack me up. I
The
love
genius of the Electric Mayhem as characters is that
Yeah.
like we will always have like old burnout musicians because
Yes.
they're old. Like they don't have to be
I
modern.
love it.
Like we still
Yeah.
have them. Maybe they aren't the same as they would have been in 1976, but like they're still
Yeah.
here. They're still.
And
they
I
still
love
act like
seeing
that.
it. Just the 70s versions of those archetypes is so fun. too.
Totally.
And
Yeah,
some
yeah.
things just never change. But like the old sort of jazz burnout is a great character type.
And you guys get to sing as these characters, right? Like you're actually
A little bit.
performing as
A little bit,
in,
yeah. It feels
uh,
like we're doing. It is funny. Like I think the last one, I had like a very conscious thought where it was like it felt like running a marathon, like in the sense of like, okay, so like in the last one there was like, oh, Matt made me like a big cardboard cutout to kind of mimic animal breaking through in like the sort of what is it, like the instead of the lion he's like in the center and breaks through and then starts eating the
Great.
the like the title screen. So then it was like, okay, I'm holding this cardboard, I'm munching it through, I'm chucking the cardboard to the side, I'm sitting down, I'm playing the intro song. Then maybe there's parts where I'm singing along with playing the drums. Then I'm also sometimes reading lines while still trying to keep like the underscore going. And then even you know, there's also just like technically speaking, like staging that could happen where I think in the first one I made just like an artistic choice to like leave my kit and run up to the front and be in the front and in like you know, be more you know, front of the stage to do the bit because it felt like it needed a visual of me being up there. But it's it's like you're sprinting around doing all the things and it just makes it so fun. But yeah, we are wearing many hats, which is great. I like that.
That's
Very
super fun.
marathon vibe.
I mean, I guess it helps that like I mean, I know the Mayhem, you know, they take center stage for Can You Picture That in the Muppet movie, but like I'm looking at a list of all the songs here, and at least music wise, there wasn't like you got a couple of lines in Happiness Hotel, and you know, but Dr. Teeth is singing in, you know, Nightlife, or you know, in the next movie he's gonna be singing Can't Take No for an Answer. So like I guess you're not singing that much, but you do have like fun things to do. Like, well, and you
Yeah.
got to be the giant animal head at the end of the Muppet movie as well, right?
Yes, I think I just stood up and screamed. I think most of the time I was in the back just trying to make myself as like loud or big as, as possible from the back. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Dana, I always have burned in my mind my perspective of, because we're all crammed on the stage together and I'm about to fall off the front, but looking back and seeing you drumming and trying to shoot your voice up to a microphone saying, Renoir!
Yeah. I was just truly screaming at the top of my lungs. I think also because like I had one overhead mic, but I don't know, like I was just screaming, basically screaming as loud as possible, which is not really a problem for me because I'm kind of loud all the time, naturally.
It's good casting. Yeah. Lucas, you have also played a couple of different characters in these things.
Yes, I was Alf.
Yeah, why were you Alf?
I had no lines. And then I was Delta Burke in the second one.
It's my favorite part.
I had a whole lot of lines. But I was at the wrong place. I was performing at a whole different. The first one I didn't know I was going to get to read at all, and I got to read Kermit's Echo whenever he's having a conversation with himself, and it was really sweet to do that. And it was really nerve-wracking too, because I was like, I didn't know what kind of voice. I wasn't looking to try to do an imitation necessarily, but there's a way of kind of talking in Kermit's patter that sounds like him, even though it's not exactly the. Everybody thinks they can do a Kermit imitation, and I wasn't looking to do that, but then it was kind of wild for Mark to be looking at me, and I'm reading back, and some lady in the audience was like, "Ooh," and you can hear it in the video, and it like almost threw me because I was like wanting to watch. I just wanted to watch it too. And I was like, oh, I have to keep reading.
Did you ever consider
really
doing an impression of Mark Evan Jackson for that moment? Of like doing his very like Mark Evan Jackson. I can't do impressions, but like his very serious way of speaking.
He had this way where he was almost. Well, I mean, you saw it. He was like kind of embodying Kermit, even though he wasn't doing like he just has this gentle approach and his genuine eyes and stuff, just the way he's looking. And a couple times it sounded like he was almost talking like him, even though he wasn't. I mean, you knew he wasn't, but it was like, that sounded just like Kermit. And I tried to not do that. And also I thought a lot about how Jim spoke and the pattern and how he talked, because that's pretty much him. So that was really cool. I got to do it in the first one, and then in Muppet Caper, I got a surprise. I got to be the newsman whenever everybody's talking about Kermit going on a date with Lady Holiday.
Oh, that was great.
That was a fun surprise.
It's fun in these things to see all the comedians and actors. Like a lot of them I've worked with in the past, or worked with a lot. Like Bobby Moynihan, I work with all the time in podcasting, and like a lot of them, to see how special it was for them personally to like play some of these Muppets. Like you realize like, oh, the Muppets like they're almost the most starstruck about the idea of this Muppet they grew up with, like more than like human celebrities.
It's true.
They've done it all in their careers, but they're like, oh, I've always wanted to play Gonzo.
David Dastmalchian was like,
he was passionate about it.
Yeah, he could. It was like I could just tell it was like absolute like heart, like soul roll for him, which is like just the best.
Bobby also has like a Gonzo, he just loves Gonzo.
Yeah, he's kind of a fan.
Yeah,
you're like just a little bit.
Really extremely well known as a huge Muppet fan.
Yeah,
I really feel like it's like, to your point of just like Mark, playing Kermit and embodying him. Like I think that's the other thing. The fun thing too is, for the first one, we didn't know, we've worked with, people that were on stage playing the characters, but it was just exciting to see like how they were going to do it. Cause again, it's like, are they going to come in doing like a 1-to-1, just like 100% impression, or are they going to just kind of like do their version of it? Which is just really fun. And I think that everyone's version, whether it was like spot on, like sounding exactly like, whoever they were playing, or doing like, just embodying the soul of the Muppet that they were playing. It's just like it's just very genuine and exciting to see it. I'm so excited about Muppets Take Manhattan to just like, again, how's everyone going to come on stage and like what are they going to do with it? And that's just so exciting to see. Like we're all equally as excited, even just being on stage watching it, just as much as the audience is going to be as they're watching it too. So that's exciting. Yeah.
Lucas, are you going to be playing a role in the Muppets Take Manhattan script reading?
That is up to Matt, and I guess here live on the show, I'm gonna find out if I'm playing Alf or Delta Burke in this one.
They're both options.
They're both on the table. It's actually going to be Chuck Woolery this time around.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Wasn't he kind of turfy? I don't know if we should be doing that.
Oh, I don't
He was
know.
a little
Oh,
trouble.
he's got a history, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Hey,
Am I gonna get canceled?
Yeah.
I think we all-
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
That's the end of
yeah.
Lucas.
Actually, no, it'll be David Ruprecht from Supermarket Sweep instead.
Oh, that's better.
Oh,
There
you go.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Saved.
I can't
It is-
believe you
yeah.
knew the name of the guy who hosted Supermarket
I
Sweep.
love
I'm
Supermarket
impressed.
Sweep.
I mean, I do too. I
Get
still
me
couldn't
started
tell
on
you the guy's name.
another podcast. I will go for an hour on Supermarket Sweep. I'm not kidding.
I'll just look for openings in the script and shout random stuff.
Yeah.
I think Matt will like
Love
that.
it. Love
I'm
it.
going to be doing that from the audience. I think people are going to love it.
Are you coming? Are you gonna be there, Joe?
That's the plan. Yeah. I'm going to be there.
I'm gonna have to try. And we're gonna do it in Manhattan. We're gonna do it there. We
No, you're
always
not.
talked
You're
about,
doing
like,
it in
It's
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn.
It's close
don't
enough.
Don't say that.
We're actually doing it in New York, and Vegas. I don't know
Yeah.
if
Oh.
you've heard.
On
It's
the
a little
roller coaster.
easier.
Yeah.
Everyone's on it.
I'm from Oklahoma, so it's all just the same thing. It's just
It's all
like
city slickers
close
to you.
enough.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we're
In-
doing it
in
on the casino
Oklahoma-
floor.
Oklahoma City, New York, it's pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of New York, I think of Oklahoma City.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Broadway of the Midwest?
It's just
Sure.
Yeah.
mid.
You can
No,
just
it's
stop
just
at
mid.
mid. Yeah,
The
it's
mid.
just mid.
The Broadway of the mid.
So, now that you've already got these two movies under your belts, I'm curious from the Muppet movie and the Great Muppet Caper, if there were any songs from those movies that you got to learn for these script readings that like really stood out to you as like either it was so much fun to get to play specifically that song or to I guess I'm thinking like fun or meaningful to you to get to play these songs.
I think for the first one,
Mm-hmm.
Electric Mayhem Anything,
Yep.
I'm like very pumped on. I mean, that's like just the like funk rock kind of just grooving with everybody. All those songs were so fun and just like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
So
can't
can you
even put
picture
down.
that from the Muppet movie was probably like a good
That-
one for
So
you.
awful.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any
cool.
of those when they go into just rock and roll jam or whatever, and I get to like solo, that's always fun for me. I can just like let loose for a bit.
I like that your answer
Um,
is I like any song where I get to have the spotlight.
It's more like where I know what I'm about to play. I'm in
Yeah.
my wheelhouse. No, but I really enjoyed doing Moving Right Along. Like
Oh,
Mm.
I've always
Yeah.
just loved that song and the rhythm of it, and like it's so fun to just get locked in on that song. And I found the parts just really fun to play.
Did
And
you
then
play
there's so
bass on that
many-
one? Because like I think that song has such
I
a fun
played
bass line.
I think I switched off in it,
Uh-huh.
but I definitely ended up on guitar there.
Cool. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of I think I arranged sort of my own guitar part for it that may or may not be there in the original one, but just kind of added to the feel.
You're
of
not
it.
allowed to improve on the original. That's really important to me.
No, I think it needed a couple things. I gave some notes. I
Yeah,
sent some
no, I
notes
don't
to
like
it.
this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
No.
I do think it's very organic or special to be able, speaking of soloing, to be able to solo and scream at the same time.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just
We covered
screaming
that.
as Animal, just being like and then soloing is
What's
just
the one? I'm bad at remembering the titles of the songs. The love song in the first one.
Never
You're talking about
before.
Never Before,
Never
Never
Before.
Again.
That's such a beautiful song that I really enjoyed. I felt like we got an arrangement together that just felt like really nice.
Some of
it was, like,
those
a really
Piggy songs
pretty
are
version.
so hard to get right. Like
Yeah.
I've heard people cover them, like, Never Before, Never
Yeah.
Again, and then in Muppet Caper, First Time It Happens and Miss Piggy's Fantasy, like these songs that are like these big ballads, but they're supposed to be so over the top. And like Frank Oz found a way to balance it really well. And I've heard people try to do it sincerely. I've heard people try to do it like in a funny way. And it's like you gotta walk that line. Like it's so
Yeah.
hard.
And just doing Rainbow Connection, of course, just like with Lucas on banjo, and just like it's so iconic that you like feeling that song come out of yourselves like as a band is really cool feeling.
Rainbow Connection is like so like
It's a sweet song.
core memory for me because when I was at camp, but as like a little kid, like maybe like I don't know, like 4 or 5 or something, we did do Rainbow Connection for some sort of camp talent show, whatever. But I remember making banjos out of paper plates, and then there was like rubber bands on it, and then like a cardboard, and it was up there he goes. He's got
Lucas has just
Lucas
jumped out of his
sprinting.
seat to get something.
Oh my God, we did it all in a row. Yes,
Look at that.
We made
Lucas is holding up a
those!
paper plate banjo.
Oh.
That's so funny that you say that because I don't want to interrupt your story.
No, that's the story. It's just like a row of kids singing Rainbow Connection with our paper plate banjos.
So for years I do a kids show that travels around called Banjo Farm, where I go out to like libraries and inner city schools and stuff and do like a little 45-minute show with my own little puppets, and I do songs and I play the banjo, and the whole idea is like we're going to the banjo farm. It's the magical land where all the banjos grow out of the ground and triangles grow on trees. And it's a silly thing. It's kind of like Pee-wee's Playhouse and Mr. Rogers and some weird, like Steve Martin's 70s stand-up routine, but for kids. More of the jokes are for the adults, but and then there's this. I'm finding pieces of junk from this puppet. Keeps giving me like a paper plate and rubber bands and a stick, and at the end of it, we make a paper banjo, and then all the kids get to build a banjo, and so we do that same thing. And so I've done that for years now. And a few years back, and this is really weird and kind of a full circle thing for me of like, I guess I can talk about some of it because Matt Vogel's talked about it on podcasts before, but I got to play Rainbow Connection with an orchestra with the Oklahoma Philharmonic, and but before my show with them, we had a craft table for like 400 to 1,000 kids could come in. They could all make paper banjos with the rubber bands on them. And so at the end of the concert of me trying to like join the band, and we do dueling banjos, me versus the orchestra, and all this silly stuff, we do one more song. And then I was like, I'd like to play the first song I ever heard on the banjo. And it's by my favorite banjo player, and he's it's a little bit maybe politically incorrect, but he's very short and he's naked and green. He's the frog.
Willie
He's a
Nelson.
handheld amphibian. And so, but I was like, if you have a banjo, get it out. And like hundreds of these kids are all like playing banjos at the Oklahoma Civic Center, and the rubber bands are just pew, pew, shooting all over the room. And it was so moving, and I was like trying to hold it together. My mom was there, and she's just crying, and I was like, I gotta like try to sing. But the recording of that is what Matt Vogel heard and led me to get to do some projects and stuff. So it's one of those weird full circle things. I digress. I'm sorry, but I called Heather Henson, Jim's youngest child, who's a friend, after that concert, and I said, "Hey, I just want to let you know." I texted her. I said, "I want to let you know your dad's legacy is alive and well. I got to watch a huge auditorium full of kids and parents singing Rainbow Connection and playing paper banjos, and the rubber bands were flying all over." And Heather said, "That's great. Are the paper plates biodegradable?" And I said, "Yes, they are." She goes, "Good."
Great.
She thought it was great too, but she was concerned, and that's important, and so they are.
We
But
all
anyway,
have
you mentioned
priorities.
that.
I get it. Yep.
Sorry.
Earth is very important.
Yes.
Sorry,
So
I didn't
Lucas,
mean to go up on that. But
Lucas, can
No,
you play
that's
a little bit
amazing.
of Rainbow Connection on that paper banjo for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
I don't
hear
know.
I
it.
was gonna say Lucas now only plays banjos made of compost.
Yeah, right. Due
Yeah.
to Heather. I didn't know if you guys even had time for a little banjo, but if you got time for a little banjo, I got one.
I'm not gonna say no
Oh.
little banjo. Oh God, this
For the
doesn't
people
work on a
listening at
podcast,
home.
Lucas.
Lucas
the
has
view-
pulled out a
for the-
small
For
banjo.
the viewers listening at home, I just fabricated the world's tiniest banjo.
It is a tiny banjo. It's what is it, like 2 inches? The tiny banjo?
I don't know.
I was gonna say our Muppet that is not exactly a Muppet, but basically like an animatronic, is actively trying to come on the show as we speak right now.
This is a very visual show. I'm realizing.
If Brett, so for the listeners at home, where is she? Hold on. For the listeners at home, our tortoise Pauline, who is 90 pounds,
Tortoise?
is
Oh my
on the
God.
deck.
I see her there.
Whoa, I see her. Oh my goodness.
You have a tortoise?
Yes, actually, she's
Yeah.
gonna come into the house, Brett, because the screen's
Yeah.
open.
You're
Wait,
gonna watch me struggle to lift her.
yeah, you can really get a good visual of this.
I
Keep
feel
it
like
all in.
people listening to this aren't gonna believe us. Like we're like, what's up behind you? A dinosaur? It's
Okay,
like, no,
so
there's
she's coming in.
She
a
has
giant
made her way
tortoise in your
into
home
about-
right
She's
now.
coming into the house. Wait, hold on.
She has made her way into about every podcast I do.
Did
Wow.
You
Is
see
she
her right
actually-
now? There she is.
Is she actually your pet? Like,
Yes.
is she actually yours?
Yeah, she wandered into a neighbor's yard when Brett was on tour with Comedy Bang Bang. I was here, and the neighbor was like, "Hey, did anybody?" There she is. Did anybody lose their tortoise? And we were like, "We don't think we know anybody with a tortoise." Blah blah blah. And we kept her and try to find her true owners, and no one claimed her, so she truly is part of the family now. So
Wow.
anyway,
Wow. I mean,
But we
so okay,
digress.
this is very Muppety. There is an animal in your home that you have adopted into your found family,
yes.
and you make art together. I don't know.
She's been
grasping
on a
at
bunch
straws
of
here.
podcasts,
She's
like
got a big personality.
for
I'm
sure.
just trying to wrap my head around the fact that somebody's like, hey, there's a turtle in my backyard. Is it somebody's pet? And the assumption is to hold on to it. Because I respect that, and I think it's great. But like, my parents are beekeepers, and we would grow up in a farm town. And if a cow gets out, other people would call up and say, "Hey, Carl, your cow's out," which sounds like a weird euphemism for something else. But we would get calls from people being like, "Hey, I was out in my flower bed and I saw some bees on some flowers. Are you guys missing any bees?" Like, we just assuming it. But we were keepers. We had them on small leashes, so it wasn't. I think that's great. I love the turtle. What's the turtle's name?
Oh yeah, her name is Pauline, and her godfather is Paul F. Tompkins. So she's named. Paul helped name her.
He helped
Love
name
it.
her.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's a big turtle and tortoise fan.
I wish we knew that when we interviewed him on this podcast. I could have had all my tortoise questions.
Call
prepared
him
for
back.
Gotta call him right
now.
now. Yeah.
Wow,
She's great. We're lucky to have her.
You're gonna bring her to the show.
Oh,
She
definitely.
is coming. Yeah,
Great.
she
Oh.
has her own
That's their
seat.
carry-on. They just pop up in the shell and
Right.
put all their carry-on.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
you need her when you're playing the drums, and you do a little something on the shell, right?
Yeah, I think like truly, it sounds like bongos when I play her show. In true, like that's how it would be if it was like in a Muppet. If she was in a Muppet movie, that animal would play on her shell, and it would sound like
course,
bongos.
Yeah. Maybe we should do the Flintstones as a script read, and then we can do that.
Ooh, it's
great.
true.
We'd have to do it in our
Flintstones, the
backyard.
movie, or you just want to do episodes of the TV show?
No, the movie, the John Goodman movie.
The John Goodman movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
No. The
That was an
sequel,
original
the
thing, right?
prequel.
Oh,
the
the
prequel
Viva
was a
Rock
lot
Vegas?
better.
Viva
The
Rock Vegas,
prequel
yeah.
we gotta do.
Because I think the Great Gazoo is in the prequel, so I feel like that's important to the
Oh.
canon, right?
The
What
Alan
are we
Cumming?
talking about? So before we go, everyone, I want to tease the Muppets Take Scripthattan one more time. What songs are each of you so very, very excited to get to play in this one?
Ooh, this is. I mean, there's so many that like I'm just like, especially when we just rewatch. I was like, oh my god, that one. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that one. Trying to think. We like took some notes.
What's the? I mean the opening is just very lovely.
Yeah,
Uh,
Together Again.
Together
Yeah.
Again is like
And
such
then,
a classic.
what's the? There's a real sort of barn burner again, like I think that Floyd might be singing, or that Dr. Teeth might be singing.
So he sings.
There's one
Dr.
with-
Teeth sings
Can't
"Can't
Take-
Take No for an Answer."
Can't take no for an answer. I think
Yes.
That's gonna be
that
that's gonna
one.
be a
That's
bop.
gonna be a
I'm
banger,
wrapping my
yeah.
head around some of the music still, but I'm really excited for this one. The music reminds me more of the first film than Caper for whatever reason. Like I felt like Caper was the music's just been so good throughout the whole thing, but I felt like Caper was very felt almost more like show tunesy to me. Like there's a lot of, and it's very complicated in that way.
Yeah, Caper
But it
is,
was
a throwback to like old Hollywood. Like there's a
Yeah,
was
it's
gonna
like
say
a
it's
lot
like
of old
tone to those.
old
Yeah.
Hollywood sounds. There's big, lush arrangements and huge modulations everywhere, and like it was very sophisticated music, but it all felt kind of like that genre. And this feels a little like the first one, where it feels like a really fun mix of genres and arrangements, and like really strong, memorable songs that feel like I can sink my teeth into it.
Yeah.
As a player.
I'm like just this is just the whole score in general, because I'm such a Broadway nerd and fan. It's like, again, like splitting the difference of so many just like true like Broadway classic-y kind of songs that just like feel like I'm like, ooh, I just like can't wait to play it. And then also some rock and other things. Anything that I can kind of like really jam out on, I'm gonna be so excited about. And yeah, like the Great Muppet Caper, it's very much old Hollywood, which is like very glamorous and a lot of like splashy, you know, sort of like at least for the drums, you know, like cymbals and kind of moving the rhythm forward, you know, ballroom kind of. Again, I'm just like picturing, put a lot of descriptors in there. And this for Muppets Take Manhattan, there's so many. I feel like the songs, like the genre changes per scene, you know, based on the emotion, which of course is like, I mean, that's stating the obvious, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of fun shifts in it.
There was
so.
one song I was commenting on, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be interesting to tackle. Was I think it was where Piggy's on the roller skates.
Oh yeah.
Chasing the thief, like
just
if
like
you
the
really
background music.
If you really listen to the music behind there, it's wild. There's some
Yeah.
like, crazy shifts,
Yeah,
full
it's
meter
like a
changes. and-
It's like up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
It
it
kind
was
of
that
rocks
one.
out like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Should we be recording this? Should we just release this?
quick,
What we're
quick,
doing right now?
use it.
We're doing all beatbox versions of it.
We are gonna do beatbox. We've been like, stretching my cheeks.
We are all now in the polyphonic spree, and we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting matching robes. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the flashback to "I'm Always Gonna Love You" when they're babies. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's just a great song.
Good,
Oh my
like
God.
It's a really good
mo-
song.
Sort of
Kinda rock-
doo-woppy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
I don't-
screamed that unlocked like the most like core memories for me. But actually, I have a question for you guys as like true Muppet aficionados, like knowing all the things. Is this the first time we see Muppet babies? Did this
Yeah.
come? Okay,
So
yeah,
the show.
this is the introduction of the
yeah,
Muppet Babies.
spawned it.
This is,
that's
I believe it
what I
was
thought.
while they were developing like this segment and these puppets, and they were like, "This could be actually really marketable. Maybe we should make another little TV show about this."
Oh my God.
Which is also why, like, when you watch it in the movie, there's no baby animal, there's no Skeeter,
Mm-hmm.
there's no nanny or whatever. So like they obviously had to expand it for the TV show. But this is the birth of the babies.
Okay, I had a feeling just seeing the like, you know, the fade out and then the fade in to Piggy's like eyes, her eyeballs in it, like her like truly Muppet baby Piggy eyeballs is like, that's my vibe. That is what I like to see. I need
Now-
to see a giant eyeball.
Now, here's a question for you to think about while you're playing the song.
Okay.
Does the entirety of the series Muppet Babies take place while Miss Piggy is asleep in the handsome?
In that dream.
Think about that.
Oh
I like
my yes.
I also
Right?
was curious about, like, does the origin story just change with every new Muppet thing, because like in the first movie, you see Kermit and Piggy like see each other for the first time. They're not babies.
So don't forget. Don't
Yeah.
forget in the Muppet movie when they're getting together in the movie theater to watch the Muppet movie. Kermit says, "Well, it's approximately how it happened." You know, so that's not a documentary. That they're telling a story here.
Interesting.
Okay, I
Now-
like that.
I would like to take this to another level too. Going back to the dream sequence, meaning Muppet Babies, the series was all just a dream, much like another show, Newhart.
Yes.
Now, if you look at Newhart, in 1986, an episode of Newhart aired, which Newhart's closure in the early 90s famously ended with him waking up from his other show. So Newhart was all a show within a show, right? Okay.
Wakes up in bed next to Suzanne Plachette from the Bob Newhart show.
And says, "Oh yeah, I just had a crazy dream," and then that was the way they ended it. In season 5, episode 3, there's an episode of Newhart where Dick, played by Bob Newhart, decides to go off and be a cowboy. He kind of has a midlife crisis, and it's called Dick the Kid. And he's depressed because he gets there and finds out nobody's roughing it. They're like driving around in trucks. There's no cows. There's no horses, and they're talking about movie night. They're fighting over what movie to watch. The movie that the tough guy wants to watch is Muppets Take Manhattan on
Whoa!
video. And there's a great scene where he says, "We're watching Muppets Take Manhattan again," and Dick stands up to him and is like, "No. The guys are tired of watching Muppets Take Manhattan." And he's like, "You got a problem with Muppets Take Manhattan?" And he says, "No, not as a film. It's a cinematic masterpiece. But these guys would like to watch something different." So anyway, that was also in a dream.
Wow. And they
Oh my
stole the
God.
idea for the series finale of Newhart.
So what's real, guys?
I need like a true Inception,
Yep.
like just through line to figure out like where we get. Oh my God, that's intense.
We could do a whole podcast about Muppet continuity, what takes place where, what's real,
Are you
what's
regretting
not.
inviting me on this podcast, Joe?
Yes. Yes, but for totally different reasons.
And now this podcast is about Newhart. And then this is actually just all a dream.
Oh my
for
God,
the
are
Newhart.
we in someone else's dream right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God, my mind is blown. Are we
doing
real?
it.
Am I real? Oh, I don't feel so good, you guys.
Hey.
Okay, let's get off this topic and get to Matt. Can you please tell us how people can tune in to the live stream of the Muppets Take Scripthattan?
Absolutely. So our show is happening on Friday, October 24th, live at the Bell House in Brooklyn, New York City. In-person tickets are sold out, but we do still have our live stream. And I just want to give a special shout out to live stream viewers because they're the heart and blood. They're the people that are watching from all over the world, chatting it up in the chat when the shows are happening, having a great time. So the live stream you can find at veeps.com, Veeps. You can just search for Muppets Take Scripthattan. Honestly, if you just search the word Muppets, I think will come up. So if you check it out there, we will also have you can cut this out because the end of that sentence didn't make sense.
Great.
Keep it in.
Leaving it in. And they're the proceeds to these script
Yes.
readings. Yes, tell us where the money's going.
Yes. So for this every show we donate to charity because I think it's really important to give back, and it's a great way to do it while also having fun. So proceeds from this show will be going to Broadway Cares / Equity Fights AIDS. Yeah, we have a lot of fans in the cast. It's a great organization. They've been super great to work with as well, letting us know about all the ways that our show is going to help so many people. It's really great.
Wonderful. Important work you're doing here. So Brett and Dana, can you both please tell us if there's anything you're working on or any social media you'd like people to follow you at? Anything you want to promote?
Oh boy. You go, Brett.
Okay.
You go.
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at Brett Morris Internet, and I work on tons of podcasts. So you can find me on CBB World. I do the Who Me with the Batman with Bobby Moynihan on there. I do Hey Randy. I do The Neighborhood Listen with Paul F. Tompkins and Nicole Parker, and produce a whole, slew of shows on that network. Also do Who Charted with Howard Kramer, Improv for Humans with Matt Besser. Lots of podcasts. And you can check out Destroy All Neighbors. I composed the score to that, or co-wrote it, which is a fun movie. It was a Shudder original. It's like a splatter comedy, they call it. Tons of gory practical effects. Lots of puppet action.
Oh, there's puppet. Yeah, there's puppet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
those.
different nature than Muppets, but it is funny, and it's all campy kind of.
That's great. I didn't know
check it
that.
out.
I got to check that. Now that we're back in October, my wife and I do something horror related every night.
Oh
And
yeah.
we're gonna add
yeah.
that to the list this year.
That's a
Yeah.
fun one. Yeah, Alice
Yeah.
Winter is in it, Jonah Ray, and it's a wild soundtrack too. It's all like
Nice.
prog rock based, so
Oh, very cool.
Crazy.
get
Yeah.
to stretch out on that one.
Yeah.
And you can check out my album with Man Man too,
Man.
Yeah.
former band. Yeah.
Great.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. You can find me at Dana Wickens on Instagram or TikTok, wherever you're hanging digitally. Yeah, I mean, there's still, performing with Off Book when we have fun live shows. We did a live show in San Diego during Comic-Con a weekend that's now out on Apple Podcasts or wherever you find your podcasts. Do some fun shows with Every Place I Cry, which is an improvised emo band. Brett is also involved in that.
That's a lot of fun.
So much fun. And yeah, that's basically like the place you can find me.
Great.
Yeah, those are some fun things. for
Y'all are
sure.
so busy.
Yeah.
Work on a lot of stuff. Lucas, how about you? Where can people find you on the internet, or is there anything that you want
This
to
is my
promote?
house.
for
You
everybody?
guys just come over, bring a
Okay.
deck of cards.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm coming over.
I'm Lucas Ross on Instagram and all the other things. I think that's it. And I work with the American Banjo Museum. That's where I'm live from right here, and it's kind of cool because we since our last script reading have a new exhibit here called Pop Goes the Banjo. It's all about pop culture and how the banjo is like connected with television and film and of course music. And Kermit is the center attraction. We have a Kermit on display holding a banjo that he used in promotion of the very first Muppet movie. And it's been very cool. Disney Archives was very kind to help us out with that, and drove Kermit out here in a limo, first class, and so we have that on display. So it's kind of cool. And I gotta say, Matt, it's been cool because since the first script reading, I've had people travel quite a distance, some from all the way down to Texas, to come to our museum because they heard about it through your script reading.
Oh my gosh,
You were
that's
so
wonderful.
kind. So I love that I've been able to bring the museum out, and that's what I do with the museum when I'm not doing other performance stuff. Is I'm a outreach and promotion coordinator, and so it's a pretty cool thing to get to go and represent an instrument with one of the most beloved banjo players in the world, but for such good, important causes. And so thanks for putting us on the map a little bit. We've had multiple people come in that either watched the live stream or heard about us because of your event. So thanks for that. So
wonderful.
that's where I'm at. I'm in Oklahoma City. If you want to take the chance and come hang out when I'm here, just come out and see me.
I can't wait to get out there.
Play the
and see.
banjo. Yeah, you better come. You
I
guys
really
want
want
to,
to.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a
Family
bucket
trip.
list thing for me.
Family trip.
Yes.
Are we all doing it? Are we doing it? We're gonna meet up in Oklahoma City?
We should
know-
get in a van and do it.
So,
Yes.
so
Yes.
like for anybody that comes in town when they do like Galaxy Cons or the traveling conventions, Thomas Lennon was in town a couple months back and walked in the other day, and it was right after one of the script readings because he was like, "Hey, you did the script," and like he knew about the script reading.
Cool.
And so just a little, might want to put a bug in his ear if you need him for something. But he plays the banjo. He plays a tenor 4-string banjo on Reno 911 and other things he does sometimes. And so he was so blown away with the museum, he sent us his banjo So we have a display here. This is kind of exclusive. We haven't promoted this, but we've got we've got his banjo mounted on a mannequin wearing a Lieutenant Dangle uniform, official mustache and glasses from him that he sent from his own collection. So it's not your typical museum. That's all it is.
And by the way, Tom Lennon, he's in Destroy All Neighbors.
Oh,
Olivia
look at
just
that.
talked
Oh, my
about. So look at
goodness.
that.
Amazing.
Brett, I was just realizing how much stuff I listened to of yours. I thought I knew, but I didn't even know what I knew.
Oh yeah,
You know?
that's me.
I'm a
There
huge
he
fan.
is.
Lots of different hats.
He has so many hats.
Everyone's wearing so many hats. Everyone's so busy. Everyone's playing banjos. I can't keep up with all you people. But I'm
crazy.
so excited to see you in the Muppets Take Scripthattan coming up soon. I hope everyone else who's listening to this is also excited to see you and to hear all the lovely music that you're gonna be playing for us. So thanks for taking part, and thanks for being here for the podcast. And we'll see you all on the live stream real soon.
Yay!
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, man.